just not, you know, we're not there yet. And so I'm sort of, you know, already behind or ahead of the game. Do I want to do one maybe? I did last time, it's short. Okay. So yeah, it's sort of weird when I'm trying to do one thing and, you know, it's just weird. But anyway, I had a good Valentine's Day, so I guess we'll do that. I'll talk about current weekend Monday stuff, even though you'll be seeing this on Thursday, because it's the only chance I get. I don't get time to do this later in the week, closer to the day it's released. I'm usually trying to finish up kits and prepping for the week, like into the week, for either creating digital kits or prepping them to put them up on Etsy. So by the following week, there's a video, you know, showing you what's up and running. So, okay, so what we're going to do here is, even though I did a really bad job, we're going to totally distress this just a little bit more. Not that it needs too much, because it is a great piece of paper. Oh, this came out of the kit. Yeah, this came out of the positive paragraph. I'm like, where did I get this? Oh my god, I totally forgot where I got the paper. Okay, let's make sure we're still recording. Yes, alright. Like I said, I'm keeping my marker to where hopefully the work is in sight. I don't bump up to the table too badly. Okay, so my thought was we're going to put it up and over. Just gets glued on the inside. So it pops, and you see that? It doesn't actually go to that. I wonder if it's really hard to glue it both ways, so probably not. A little piece of paper to sort of cover it up, because we definitely want it to be, yeah, on that thick end, and then that little end is just over the edge. Alright, so we're gonna, everybody has different tricks for this, and I need another piece of paper. Here, hold on, I have leftover from the other side, so let's do that. Let's, it's always good to glue something down, like help glue around it, so that, make it sort of multi-layered. But the best way to do it is, yeah, to layer it and glue it down to where, you always try to glue down the paper clip, but that only works so well. And then, here, we'll just do it this way. Let's see how this works. I get it just right, and then I, like, go back to do it later, and I'm like, can't remember what I did. There's probably a really good way to do this, and I seem to be missing the whole gamut, but this will sort of hide it, and then I'll trim the other side when I'm done here, so that it, yeah, because see, this is the front, so we're going to see all this. So we're going to trim it, and we're going to distress it, so you cannot tell too much that there is some help with it, plus it reinforces it to help it be a little more stable and not so light. Alright, we'll do that. I'm just doing the layers to help hide the paper clip. That is sort of the important part of it all. Pull it apart, but then you still have your clip to work with. Okay, so then we were going to layer this baby with, which I probably should have layered it first and then glued it, huh? We were gonna do this little doohickey, right? And make it a really pretty thing that matches the front cover. Alright, so let's get the side I really want, which is really hard to tell. This one's pretty universal, it goes both ways, so, but we're gonna glue it that side, I think. Alright, so yeah, Valentine's was great. Hope you guys all had a great day, whether it was a day full of self-care, whether it was a day with loved ones, whether it be the hubby, the partner, your kids, your parents maybe, if you're able to see them. And we kept it pretty simple. You know, we actually got up and started with a project in the morning. We made breakfast for everybody, and then for me and the hubby made breakfast for me and the kids. And then we worked on some shelving. My daughter needed a little floating corner shelving unit for some of her new figurines that she was collecting. She's like, Mom, I want them up. You know, I don't have enough room on my desk for all the things, and it's taking up my desk. And she actually cleaned up her desk, her crafting school desk. And then she has a computer AJeweldDesign desk, I guess. It has chalkboard top to it, so it she can draw on it, she can sketch ideas on it, and then but she pretty much became her computer desk, and where she does her gaming stuff on it, and then she has a craft desk that she actually does she attends school on, and so anyway, it was getting crowded with the figurines from Christmas, and she's like, I have a problem here. I need room. So we found some shelving units that I had pulled from another project, and it was like, oh cool, all we have to do is trim them and corner them. But our house is like 35 years old, and nothing is flush. And yeah, it was fun. It was quick, it was easy. Luckily, it's not like I had to do, it wasn't a perfect job. But the problem was the other little one, the younger one, was like, but I want a shelf for my Legos. So I happened to find a board, another shelving unit that we had, and I painted it, and which did lead to some disasters, because my nails were, I think when you saw them last, they were like a pinky in color, and then I covered them with Valentine sticker, Color Street stuff. Oh, that stuff right there. And that was really pretty, but hit between cleaning the house on Saturday, putting away the last of the Winter Village stuff, and then having a slight paint issue. That was fun. With the shelving unit, yeah, my nails were toast. I had to pull it all off last night. I was like, oh no, like I cannot go on camera with like green minty paint all over chipped red nail polish. Oh, it was bad. So I took it all off. So I'm back to plain, which is fine. It doesn't distract from the work, and it's, you know, it's all neutral with the design of today's video, right? All good. But we did that. So we did the shelving unit, and then it wasn't raining for once, so we went ahead and went to the other end of town and went down to the dog park so that we could take the doggy for a decent walk. It's like a little bit over like a 1 mile loop, which is really nice. And so we could walk the dog and get her out, give her some good enrichment. We did that last weekend too. We went to the beach, found a little secluded area that we like, and really gave her some enrichment, you know, last weekend or the weekend before. So this weekend was just the dog park around here, because it looked like it was going to rain at any moment. It never did, but it sure looked overcast like it was going to. And so, okay, hold on. I have one thing to look for. Okay, I'll do that later, actually. Maybe I won't stress about that. Okay, so there is the paper clip. And it's a little, it's not as tight as I was hoping for. It's my only worry, and I don't know whether I wonder if I don't even do that. I'm like, I wanted it flipped over because I thought it'd be sort of cool, but without it glued down. And you know what? The hole punch, when we go to punch the hole, I'm always going to have to worry about where that is at. Which I got to bring it in anyway. But I'm wondering if we even need that. I wonder if it should just be a front cluster. Yep, we're going to shift. I'm like, that didn't work. I could probably reinforce it like we did the other side, try to glue it, but that could be really messy, really fast. And I don't think we need it. I could cluster it that way. Like, do I want to put one on that? No, I'm going to use that. We can do any number of other like pieces on here. Maybe I'll make another cluster, maybe another pocket cluster with something. See, we can just sort of like layer something up with some more lace and stuff and do sort of the same concept, and maybe we'll just do that on the other half. Okay, problem solved, right? So we'll put that on there. That's good. Man, I just feel this thing is not distressed enough. I never remember, like, did I distress that? Did I not distress that? Okay, so we got a cute paper clip on the front of this, right? Because that's always necessary. That's fun. It makes it something good to work with. All right, and then we're distressing the edges so we can't tell I cut it. The joy, thank God, of distressing, right? To make it look old and at the same time it's hiding all the weird little imperfections. I did the tag, but I didn't do the card. Okay. So, a little anticlimactic, but we've got the basis going for our cover right now. Alright. So, and really I am just trying to give you guys like the fundamental like structure of what we're doing. And I will probably at one point just sit down and decorate all of it and then do a reveal for you. Which we will. We will definitely do a flip through when this is all said and done, and hope it all does what it's supposed to do. Did it come out like it's supposed to? I keep forgetting. I've been pretty lucky. I don't put this on like every single time I'm done using it. And I've been lucky. But, you know. Okay, so there's the front cover. It has its paper clip with this interesting little, but it is a nice little decorative piece without adding another word. Now I was looking at debating whether to do the word here on the bottom to keep to the theme of the other pages, because they all have the word royal, we have delightfully hopeful, but the back does not have any words. We don't have any words on this in any way yet, so, well, that word has bloom, it was part of the design, but it's not an extra piece yet, so maybe not. If the back doesn't have one, maybe we won't do it to the front at this time. But you never know. Knowing me, all of a sudden I get funny, I get crazy, and I start clustering. That's Delight. What's the other one? The one's blue though, huh? That's Grow. I don't think I want Grow in the front. What's the purple one? Let's see, the purple one is Bloom, and the blue one, which does start adding some color to it, right? Is Kind. The blue is pretty with that, make it sort of pop. That's an idea, right? I don't know if it makes it look like a front cover though. I don't think it's, I think it needs to be more clustered or laced or something for a front cover. I think my inside pieces are more covery than my outside one. Huh. Isn't that funny? Okay, so I keep bumping into that. Well, let's wait and see what is coming up, because yeah, I really think it needs to be more, maybe not the bunny in the front, because though they're on the inside, it doesn't mean we want them on the outside. I can sort of add to the cluster so it's definitely more across the bottom. See? I just gotta keep playing with it. Of course, you also have to commit. Like I said, that was my biggest problem last week. You guys realized I was just not committing to the darn thing. Oh my gosh. And we are not doing that this week. We are just like, nope, I'm either doing it or I'm not. And let's do that. I really do like that. Now I know when I hole punch, it might take that corner out, but that is okay. That is the whole joy of it, is that I'm designing it, knowing that, yeah, there might be a gap where all of a sudden it's missing, you know, but that is the continuous design, I guess. Instead of trying to design up to the circle and avoiding it, you know, we're gonna let the design go all the way through, and we're gonna we do that in the Happy Planner. We'll design all the way down the middle of our planner spreads where all the discs are, but there's something about that knowing it's that continuous design, and even though there's holes, but we're not, because it's so much cleaner than trying to design up to it and trying to cut and trim it, and you're like, nope, that is just not gonna work. So I feel the same here. I feel like we'll just design, and the only thing we have to keep in mind is whether something fits in a pocket if we hole punch it, and that's all I have to worry about. Alright, so our front cover now has a little more continuous through here. I have a button up there, and I want pearls on that. Okay, where are my pearls? I knew I was missing stuff. Alright, so we keep to the white pearls, because I don't think pale pink. I think I want gold. What did I do on the other guys? Oh, I don't know if I even remember. See, I got that pale pink, light pale, got the tone. I don't have any pearls on any of this stuff yet. Okay, so that's the front cover. It needs to have something. We should have some bling on there somewhere. And I don't have any itty bitty gold left, because I was like, I could put a gold dot in her bonnet or on her sleeves. I love the pearls. I can't help it. I'm gonna run out of these though. I'm gonna have to go find more. But that there, well, maybe you're on the top of the. I'm just trying to find spots that look sort of, you know, organic. They're not like they're forced in the spot. Sort of cool to the top of the thing. I wonder if that's the right size for the middle of the. Oop, yep. Okay. We're gonna put it. Whoops, if I can catch it. Sorry guys, I'm a little off camera, but I'm just trying to get the pearl off the paper. Let's get that to the middle. Yeah, where you're supposed to be. Oh, darn it. It fell down, so I let it go, but it was like, nope, wrong spot. There we go. Now as we play that it comes off, well, that's what glue is for. So I have that there in the button. So that sort of gives it a three enhanced view without being too crazy. I'm a little bummed I don't have any gold, but I don't know. I don't have a hard time mixing. But the gold would have been pretty in the bonnet there, I think, or even on her sleeve. She's got some circles on her outfit that would be pretty for the fort, but these gold ones I think are too big. I used all the itty bitty ones on I don't know what. Probably Christmas, knowing me. Let's see. Yeah, those are really big, even in her bonnet. Look on the top there in the bonnet, but I have it pretty pale. I have the light colors. I have the. We'll find the gold maybe on the other side. So okay, so there we go. We have our. No, I stuck. We have our front cover with a slightly loopy ordeal. I'm working it. Let's see. Down. I don't want you to go down any further. Sorry, talking to myself really bad, right? I just wanted it tighter. Like I want to make sure it stays put, but it's a little loopy. Must be off balance, probably. Right. Okay, so there's that. And let's see if we can. Probably still wet, so maybe when it dries, it may be a little more solid too. Okay, so there's the front cover. There's its back pocket with its notebook trifold tag that we're gonna play with. I really do think I want to put a hole punch in that and make that work. I bet you that's a problem. I did that backwards, huh? I bet you. I think the outside was supposed to be, the bigger part was supposed to be on the outside and the little side on the inside. I always feel like the bigger one so it's more stable down, but then you end up with not enough. Whatever. If I have to, I'll pull it apart and try again. Okay, well, we'll keep working that one. We'll see. Alright, so there's your front cover. There's your 4 heavy duty like pieces that we're going to put in, and then we're going to put a bunch of stuff in between. So that we're going to work on the next piece then, and not keep. All right, keep working on that. Let's not waste time. You guys only want to listen to me for so long, right? And how are we doing? Oh, we're 30 minutes in already. Okay, well, shoot. Okay, so next was the pocket and the paper and all that fun stuff. So we are going to glue this down and glue it together according to what I need. We're going to start getting going here. And let's see. We're going to do this. Like I said, we're going to make the top pocket on the front to match the top end pocket of the card. So the same concept, right? Top and top. And then, and I know it's off and that's okay, I will trim and distress accordingly. And then we're going to go down the middle so that things don't slide right through. Plus, when we hole punch things, we have some more structure and a little bit more stability, I guess would be the word. Let's do that and that. Alright, so now we can go on the inside, we can go across the top. And I will probably do my little hole punches to indicate that there's pockets everywhere. Alright, so that is something we need to just trim right down the middle. So I'm going to trim off this excess that I didn't line up. It's all glued. Yeah, I can distress it to a point, and I may put even lace on it to help, but because this is definitely, you know, now the back side, so okay, there's that. The bottom is completely, which I have to be careful because I just glued that side, so I don't want to undo what I just did. Right. Oh, plus I realized, yeah, the bottom is glued on this side too, so. Okay, they still glued. So we've got that pocket. We have that pocket. Okay. And we're going to go for the smaller 1-inch hole punch. What I used to say. Huh. I want it to be, yeah, we'll do front and back. like to be able to see what I'm doing, so I sort of, let's go middle there, little punch. And since right now the back is not such a big deal, we're going to go a little bit bigger on the back one. There we go. Like it, like it, like it. Okay. Woohoo. Love these things. They're my favorite. Here they are. Oh, and I need just a little guy on the top, so maybe we'll use that one for that. I need one for the cards also because... Alright, so let's see what we can do with the distress to help hide the fact that there's definitely two pieces of paper that have no backing on them. Surprisingly, these 6x6 what are these scrapbook papers that I got back in March, April when I was working on my Travelers. It was what these papers actually encouraged my Travelers digital kit. I realized I could make, you know, I was thinking about these types, some of these types of stuff, and I was like, oh, well, I can make that. That's awesome. So, they're really nice papers, but they definitely are, they're soft, they're light, so they're definitely to be added to, they're not a cardstock type scrapbook paper, so to be able to do this and layer it up is good. Hopefully, like everything else, it'll give me what I'm looking for. So I'm just distressing everything, making it look like an old pocket or tissue paper or whatever, but I really do like the colors. It's a little darker than what we've been working on, but it changes up the sepia and how we're working on it, and it'll be a good contrast to the cards. Now, when it comes to the cards, I definitely distress them. I feel they're very new, so I like to get some, you know, and scrape across them, sort of rough them up, and I don't just sort of, I don't know what it is about it. I like it, and then when you add the layering, it makes things not so obvious. Sometimes I want it to not stick out because they are black. Alright, so there's that. And we're going to glue the back, the pocket. Sorry, my pocket is not... I remember I have to do this, and it's like, don't line up very well. Make sure everything covers well enough. Okay. I need little tools to help make sure that things, you know, before they stick down too far, I can push through and make sure only certain things stick. Okay. And, oh, thank God, it's gonna be upside down. Ha! It's like it's upside down. No, it's not. The joy of... Now, most of this is gonna get covered, but you still want to have, like, a certain appeal to it. Sorry, guys, I was out of camera. I gotta corner everything. But I'm gonna do this first, and then, what side is which? Doesn't really matter, does it? Let's see if that won't work. Oh. I really cornered it more than I think I had intended. I didn't catch it. Which... sort of like that for the bottom. I didn't expect it. I didn't mean to go that deep, but I actually like that. That really works really nicely. And I'm not going to do it to the top, of course, but I like that. All right, an unexpected oops, but it still works. And then we're going to hole punch it up here because I do want it to make obvious that it's a little trick. I just noticed everybody does it. There's going to be a pocket available, like it's going to be a pocket piece that these little indents are put in there. I think it came from a certain type of coin purse or something was inspired by it, and I have a number of YouTubers and junk journalers that I watch who do it. And it's just that indicator. It's like, oh yeah, there's a pocket here. Because there's a little thumb circle piece that it must, you know, I think coin envelopes or coin purses have that kind of detail. And so I think that's where it came from, if I remember correctly. I think Crafty Cat brought that up one time and I went, oh, okay. So it makes sense to me. In the back, won't be as obvious, but when you do it here, you know then that there should be a pocket there, pocket here, and there's a pocket here. So the nice part is it lets it show through the inside on both sides, which I'm loving that. Okay, so I won't glue this down yet, I think, until I design, I completely, yeah, and that's okay right there. Yeah. Makes me wonder if I want to cover it, like on the inside. You know what, I won't worry about it, because maybe I may design something to where whatever flower or piece that I collage outward can then glue onto the back of that and overlap. So perfect. Okay, we won't stress over that. Okay, so I think we'll do this first and then I'll glue it on, because we don't want to, I don't know, it's easier in case something goes wrong or I made the mistake of doing that and then probably should. I've been known to do things where I design it and realize it's upside down, and then I go put it on and I realize, oh my gosh, I can't take it off. But I know there's a hole punch up there, so that is making it easy. I was able to get some cool stamps from a garage sale, of all things. And I think these are some places they've been. These are things that have come from certain friends. They're probably not vintage. Probably not. Not many of them have any years on them or anything like that. But like this one has like a weasel on it. It's not a weasel. It's even in a different language, which is even super cool. It's like a it's not a weasel. Ferret? That's what it reminds me of. But I love the colors. It's neutral. It's a little green. It's a little that. So I was debating on layering that. I had another stamp here, just some stamps, you know. And I want to use this, but I don't want to block that. I almost want to like, I don't know. Now that I'm debating, maybe she's too big if I want to do the stamps. What if we collage like, a bunch of different little things, like different items and flowers and gadgets on here, so where it's more of just, it's like a collage of stuff on the card. I like that idea. That's not gonna work. Okay, but that may fit in the pocket later. Unless we go bunny-ish. And we've got her on that. We've got him behind that one. I just wanted a really pretty little collage. A little bit of color, nothing too crazy, because it is supposed to be pretty. Let's see which one I want to do. You can sort of see the card, but we don't have anything crazy going. So we could go do that. Maybe instead, I like the pink. The whole focus, though, is the stamps. I'm loving the stamps. I just don't know whether to go like that way with it. Still see the two. Kink that a little bit. I wish I had paper. I need to get a hold of some paper flowers. Oh, I definitely need to get paper flowers. Ooh, do we lace it up? What laces do I have? That's the last piece of lace, huh? I know I have my coins, which he's in the wrong direction, huh? They're both on the wrong side. Shoot. I was like, it happened to be the other way around, but then it would definitely cover up the two, and I don't know if I'm ready to do that, so it's not. But I'm wondering, even though there's I wonder if, I know there's a hole punch up, I know there's a punch up there, but we could just overlap it a little bit. And do that, and get that there, right? And we're gonna, oh, there we go. The only thing is maybe I'll brown on one side and I'm liking, I don't know, guys, what do you think? I know, and here we go, y'all realize you can't do it, but what if something like that, there's a little bit of lace behind. Okay, so as you can see, I got to the point where I started rambling, and I'm realizing my time with you guys is going to come to an abrupt halt pretty quickly here if I don't start going. And I did notice that I just started rambling, and then pretty soon I wasn't talking at all. I was just designing. I got in the zone. So I figured let me just speed this up so you can sort of see what I was doing. Because I really did get the groove with this coin pocket insert. So I sort of wish I'd started with it, but I guess after fussing with the front cover, this definitely became the better piece. So I'm okay with that. So as you saw, I was just debating on the layering, and I finally committed, and I'm trying to get everything laid down on top of the lace in the card. But it really does come out really nicely. So I'm like shoving it down like stick. There really wasn't much to talk about at this point. I really got in the groove. And I have to apologize again. You know, I try to stay above my washi tape, but my phone and the holder that I have, for some reason, because it's sort of a silicone whatever, it starts dropping. It's like the weight of the phone starts like slipping in the holder, and it totally rotates. So when I was according to my stuff, I was in camera, my phone kept moving. So that was sort of the other frustrating part, that you guys are literally seeing what I'm working on right at the bottom edge of it all the whole way through. But for the most part, I stay in camera, I believe, to get through. Now the back came together, or the back side of this came together pretty quickly. I just sort of committed to it and was like, you know what, this is what I see, and I'm not going to second guess it. I'm just going to lay it out, and I'm going to keep working it out. So took some more pieces from piles of paragraph, took mine, distressed them, used the square that I was going to put on the front of the card, and realized it was too big, right? So I was able to put it in the back. So I was still able to sort of keep my original thought, which I really got a kick out of. That I was able to still use it, and the flowers, and yeah, so everything we were trying for the front card ended up on the back side. So I guess it was all meant to be. Pull some tissue that I used in the middle papers to stress things up. Try to get everything to blend nicely. Now the debatable part was what to put in my new pockets. I'm going to stick to that same pink card. The other pink card, I should say. The other pink lady. I'm going to put her in. A little tight. That pocket was tighter than I expected. And I tried really carefully not to. But then I didn't know what to put on the inside. I needed something bigger. So as you see, I am going through my stash that's above my head and looking for some neutral tags that came out of my basic collage set 2. And I picked the ones that were pretty cream and neutral. They didn't really have any red or burgundy in them, so that I could decorate them up with whatever I felt necessary. Now that card does fit nicely, it does stick out like every other tag I did. But the back side, of course, then meant the tag didn't fit. So I sacrificed the tag to turn it into a journal card, right? So it got stuck in there. Wait, got to distress since I didn't print it on anything. I didn't print it on anything fancy. I was trying to debate what to do on the back or the front or the whatever, you know, because the front is collaged with basic papers, so it definitely needs to be decorated. And I still struggled with this a while, which again, the reason why I'm fast forwarding, because it took me forever to find the combination for this one. Just distressing that girl a little bit. I thought I had it, and I was like, oh, it's perfect. I was like, oh my gosh, I love it, right? And then I moved it or something, and I couldn't remember what I did with it. I went back and forth. Oh my gosh, I could have just shot myself for how many times I went back and forth with this one. Like I said, I had one moment. My daughter was in desperate need of help with lunch. She didn't like to spill hot water on herself when she's making herself noodles. So you get to sit here and stare at this. And even I'm looking at it right now going, well, that was sort of cool. Like, that sort of worked. Why didn't I leave it like that? In the end, it came out really nice. I'm not too worried about it. But we'll have to see next week. It may be that it is easier for me just to sit and design and speed it up for you guys so I can talk over it. Keep what I'm talking about very point to the point. And so you guys can see the detail work of it all, but not sitting here and having me hem and haw. Because I'm not, you know, I don't know what's going on and I don't want to offend anybody or I don't know what to talk about. And I do notice I work a lot slower when I'm talking. So I am not concentrating on what I'm trying to do because once I stopped talking and I just sat and focused, this went a lot smoother, this went a lot quicker. I probably could have done this whole thing like last time in that, you know, 45-minute span. So it is a 59-minute video in the end, but I kept it in an hour, just barely, I promise. So stick it out with me. I know it's getting hard. I realize I'm working on the bottom again and darn camera is not where it's supposed to be. Oh, goodness. But I was heading somewhere. I was actually getting somewhere finally. I was like, oh, wait, I like it right there. And I started gluing things in somewhat place. I was like, wait a minute. Let me just glue a little here and glue a little there and pray it stays put. I was like, darn it. I was getting glue everywhere. Oh, my gosh. Things are coming up. Things are coming down. Things are off the page. I did do things off the card on purpose so that I could get sort of where I wanted it. And then I could decide what to trim up and what not to trim up. Now that border on the bottom is technically a piece of a framework that we use in the papers. In the paper collage, the card on my right there, she actually has a large brown frame behind her for journaling on the papers. So I was able to reuse the top of the card, the tag card, which was great, and put it into place. And it meant that I could do some more layers to it. When the classical music isn't getting too loud behind me, it's very hard to tell. In case I had a lull in the thing, you could hear something besides. But I had to be really careful with music. I realized I had a Pandora station on last time, and it was copyrighted. So it was sort of weird. I was like, what? But not all instrumental music is not Beethoven classical. So I have a Beethoven-only thing on the background right now. So I'm debating which way to put things. The card is great, but when I go to hole punch it for the rings, it's going to get in the way. So it was time to figure out how to design that and get it decorated. I almost said I put all the dictionary pages across down the bottom. But that was getting a little weird. Those colors are definitely a little bit brighter in person than they are on the camera. My camera did sort of white a lot out tonight. Today. I don't know what's up. My inability to cut straight. But now it's a little bit more of a narrow tag and it should fit nicely. Then I saw the girl, so I was like trying to figure out where to put that into place. Having to distract Ink and Think. Ink and Think is what my ladies like to say. I adore her. Again, I was putting the sticker into place. That was on the top of the other card, and which I'm doing here is I'm using some of my see-through stickers and that I have in my botanical sticker sheet on Etsy. You can print those out on anything you want. I print them on clear if I can help it, and it makes for a great accent. I was able to layer and distress that the way I wanted to. Again, keeping to this sort of box collage look. And then, of course, totally off camera, but I am trying to fussy cut and trim up the fern so that there's not so much excess shiny, transparent paper. Well, we don't need it. All right, well, we're almost done. So, I did speed up through some of that, but I felt I was on a roll, so let's get going, right? Okay, so Not what I was expecting on the front cover. We sort of went blob, I think because I already knew what was going on with it. You know, it sort of had its umph. We have the front cover with its paper clip, which I'm going to have to rework. We've got the inside pocket of it, and we've got this that we're going to keep working on and debating. I have pieces, I think, now that I'm looking at it, to create pockets to make that sort of a decorative piece, and we will, I think, hole punch it with everything else. It'll have another tag on, you know, it'll have some string and stuff on it so that it helps stick out and give more dimension. And then we made this cute pocketed, you know, journal card insert, and where it's, you know, it can go down in the middle, or it can would normally go in the middle of a signature. So where that would, you know, you'd have it, that'd be one side, and then you see this, and then you have paper in the middle, and then on the other half of the journal you would see all this. But in this case, we're going to ring it and see what happens. Or see if it's possible. I don't know. Once I ring it, I can't really undo it, but I could cover it up. I could cover the circles up with something if we decided that I needed to, you know, cut it in half, or, well, if I cut it in half, yeah, it'll still have its rings on it, but it may not be able to stay together. It would be the only thing. It may end up being ringed, and then I have to cut it, re-stress it, reinforce it, and, you know, but it still has just the cutest. Oh, I'm in love with that card. The playing card turned out so good. I have some, you know, with a little something to tuck inside it. We have this layered up for a journal, a narrow journal tag. And the stickers you saw me pull out are part of a botanical kit, botanical set I have out, available to you guys. I took a bunch of graphics at one point and put them on sticker paper, so you guys can get the digitals of all those florals in my Etsy shop. So we have the inside still to debate on whether we do anything with it or not, whether we leave it empty, maybe we do put more, you know, plain paper in here. Whether I decorate it up, we'll sort of see, but the back is done, which came out really good when I just stopped and committed and didn't think it through too much. This one went back and forth, but in the end, oh my gosh, you would have thought. I actually do love how it turned out. There's a little white down here. I'll just keep lacing that up. But that border piece, which does reside in the journal papers, finally layered up nicely. Even though we had to take off the tag part, we flipped it around, you know, and put some detail over it, and I love it. It just turned out so awesome. So I guess sometimes just stopping and just not stopping, just not thinking about it and just going with it, turns out really well. So thank you for following along. I will edit this the best I can so that you guys are not sitting here for too long, but hopefully some collaging, some stacking, some layering, the playing card idea, you know, this little insert, which would just be on a bigger scale, you know, we'll give you some ideas for your journals. So we'll do some tags on these guys, and we'll continue to decorate. Definitely have a lot of decorating to do on things that we've already inserted. So maybe that'll be part 3. Before we get into the papers, maybe we'll finish decorating everything I already have in place so that it's fully ready to go. That way we know our 4 papers and our new insert are all ready to go. So let's see. This is what we do. So we have the front cover, and then we have, you know, that one. And then let's put this in the middle for right now, which opens up, right, to do our thing. And then we have our back page with our other lace, our back section with, you know, with stuff in it. And then you have your loaded pocket in the back. So for your back cover. So far, here we go. It's starting to get some weight, right? We're getting something to it. And with the constant tags on the top, all sort of in different places. I think they're all going to be on the outside, though. In the end, I think they're all going to be sort of the outside, but we'll see how that pans out. You know, we have already, you know, a lovely set of fun things on the top. We'll have all the different laces and things. We've got the paper clip on here. You know, we have some dimensions, some height, some ins and outs. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for following along. I really hope it inspires something in you that leads you to want to try something and create something and think outside the box. You know, as I'm just taking journal cards and I'm making them into pages. So make it into pages, make it into a mini journal, something decorative and fun. It has the ability to be written on. I do have cards and stuff in there, so you can journal on the cards, but it is going to be a really decorative little keepsake ordeal when it's all said and done. So thank you for following along and enjoying this day with me, and we will just see you next week. Have a great day. Stay creative.